are you? Welcome to day 144 of Lyndall's Luscious Limberings, otherwise known as Chill Out Day, Stretchy Day, Self-Hug Day, and Recenter Day. All of the things, all of the nice things. Get yourself warm, get yourself comfy, take off your, keep your slippers off if you want, you do you, yeah, great. And let's do it. So if you'd like to join me with today's playlist for day 144, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're going to start standing today, feet hip width apart. Again, just a gentle knee bend, nothing too extreme, but do let the pelvis hang heavy off the spine and lifting up through the head. And I'm just going to go down with the head and back up. And as you drop the chin down, just really let it feel like it's heavy, so it's stretching along the back of the neck. You may even feel it nicely refer down between the shoulder blades and the lumbar spine, potentially all the way even down to the butt cheeks and the backs of the legs, depending on where you're tight most. Now if you want to, just raise the chin slightly, don't go too far up. It's just a slight angle up. Now as we're going down, curve the top of the spine ever so slightly, but let the movement be led by the head. So don't curve the spine too early, let the head drop down. And as you reach the end of the movement, just slightly hollow through the chest. Send the sternum to the back of the spine. Good. Now let's make the movement come from the chest. So I'm just going to send the spine away and the breastbone towards the spine. Then I'm going to send the spine forwards and just let the pectoral muscles spread. Really convince yourself this is the spine that's moving. It's not the muscles. The muscles are just relaxed and facilitating. Keep those knees bent. Particularly as you're doing transition back, just think spine moving back, spine moving back. Good, and we're just going to let the arms start to express a bit of that movement now as well. Opening out like you're taking a nice big deep breath, which hopefully you should be. And then curve over. Let the fingers be soft. Right arm is starting to curve over. Nice soft calves in the background helping you release with the relaxation. Again, it's the bones that are moving. Keep going. Fingertips go forward, spine and butt bone goes back. Now if you want, you can start bending those knees a little bit. If you want more of a stretch across the arms, as you pull them back, just raise them up a little bit. So it's a bit more of an opening. Or you might feel like you want to just put the stretch a bit more through the chest, in which case, or the shoulders in here, and then bring it this way. So you do what suits you today. Good. Now we're just going to really send the fingertips forward and then the bones behind. And if you want, you can give a little wiggle through the hip and the thorax. And then just soften down. Just bending over. And put the hands behind the legs and just a really gentle pull up. Really gentle, don't pop anything. Let the head go. Good, relax down. Rolling up through the spine. And just reset the shoulders with some gentle shoulder rolls. Good, taking the ear to one side. And rolling around to the other side. Knees soft. Still letting the pelvis be so heavy off the spine. It's just hanging off, dragging down the small of the back. Like it wants to reach all the way to the center of the earth. Wonderful. Now just stay on one side and just gently rock the head forwards and back. Unclench those butt cheeks. Breathing into the belly. And around the other way. Good. Back to the first side, ear to shoulder. And now just gently look behind. And if you feel secure here, you can give a small nod up and down. And let go of those butt cheeks and your hip flexors. Lower abdominal muscles as well. Good. Take the ear back to the shoulder, then look in front, looking down at the foot. And if you want a small nod there. Ear back to the side, relax the jaw and gently tilt the head up. Back to the side, rolling around to the other side. And just gently moving the movement through, and moving the head through the movement. I'll show that. Ear to side, and looking behind. And a small nod if you feel like it. Unlock the knees. Really expand across the small of the back. Good, ear back to the side and looking down. Ear back to the side and looking up. Rolling back all the way to the center. I'm just going to go back to going forwards with your fingers back with the spine, opening out again. And again. You can really start to encourage a bit more of a C curve in that spine now as you go backwards. Good, and then folding over. And again, hands behind, just gently send the spine away, head heavy. And relax down. And rolling up through the spine. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, reset the shoulders again. Good, hand to the side. Let the head tilt, let the fingers drop. And you can control how intense this feels by how high this arm is up. So if you want more soft, bring the arm down. You want to feel a stretch, but nothing, uncomfortable, because if you overstretch, you'll just irritate the nerve. We're just flossing through the ulnar nerve here. And now if you're feeling like that's starting to get a little bit warm, first of all unlock your knees and then keep the fingertips up. Otherwise, if you're feeling like that's too intense, just go back to dropping the fingers down as the head moves. Butt cheeks heavy. Softening through the front of the sternum. Let the ribs feel like they can relax down. Good. And just give that a bit of a roll out. You might notice a different sensation between one side and the other. So let's do the other side then, starting with the hands stretched up. And then as the head goes down, the fingers flex. And, well, in fact, the wrist flexes, but still. Knees soft. Good, if you're feeling secure there, then keep the fingertips up and gently floss through the neck. Otherwise, just drop the fingers down. Good, and just bend the knees, roll through. Hopefully the back should be feeling a bit more together now. Rolling down, 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, back up. And down again, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, back up. Sinking the tailbone first. One more time. Beautiful. Keep the head straight up. Bring the shoulder, the arm to it. Bending forwards from the top of the body. Tricky. And using the whole upper body, drawing an infinity sign or a figure of 8 on its side. So it's not using the arm, it's not using the elbow, I'm using the whole upper body. And I'm just always got a feeling of the top of the head extending away. The head and neck should be in a straight line. So don't kink the head over to reach that shoulder. Now try and relax the opposite arm. Relax across the small of the back. And make the movement super smooth. The butt cheeks and the small of the back and the opposite shoulder will want to start tightening again. So just keep on reminding them they don't need to. Keep it nice and smooth. Use the breath, so breathe in. And as you breathe out, imagine that's what's moving the body. Good, and then change direction. Remember with this you can do your own version, so you can do nice big up and down loopy ones if you like. You can do really long thin ones. You can do ones that are so super small, it's almost like you're not even moving. Good, let that go. Just roll through the shoulders. Might feel a little different on that side to the other side, so we better make the other side feel happy. Head in alignment, bring the arm to the head, leaning forwards from the top of the body. Soften the opposite shoulder and the butt cheeks spread across the small of the back. So you can imagine, nice image is to imagine you're sending light or heat to that small of the back. Now slow down the movement through the arm. Use the breath. And remember you're using the whole upper torso to make the movement. You're not using the arm itself. The arm's just where the movement is expressed. Still feeling like you're lengthening through the top of the head, or imagining there's light coming out the top of the head. Go back in, keep checking in with the butt cheeks and the opposite shoulder. Remind them they don't need to tense. No. Good, change direction. Nice and smooth with the movement. Smooth and golden like honey or maple syrup. Just because we changed direction, just go back in and clench the butt cheeks again. Good, coming up. And just roll through the shoulders. Yes, good. Head straight up. And we'll bring the other arm up. And tricep stretch, bend the knees. This is the whole unit now. Again, just move that whole upper body unit. Doesn't have to be big. Super small, gentle, and smooth is far more effective. Once you get the movement going, then go back and check in with the rest of the body. All those extra muscles that engage because they think they're helping, just tell them, no, thanks, but no, you can take the day off. You're all right. You can let go. And go the other way. Good, and bend over away from the arm that we're stretching. Breathe through that. To come up, connect your awareness to the foot on the side where you're bent. So for me, I'm bending to my right foot. Breathe in, As you breathe out, feel like you're pushing through that right foot to come up. Good, good. Shake that up. And the other arm. Remember, let the head stay straight up. And now move that whole unit. Go back and remind the rest of the extraneous, excited muscles that they can just chill. Thanks, but no thanks. Breathing deep into the lower abdominals, let those go. Give yourself a Buddha belly, it's okay. Change direction. Try and keep that circle perfect. So there's a bit where you're kind of flattening out the edge. Slow down. Maybe make the diameter of the circle a little smaller. And try and keep it smooth and perfect. Beautiful. Now stretching away from that arm. Try not to bend over as you do this. Keep it directly to the side. Now again, to come up, connect your awareness to the foot on the side that you're bending. So for me, I'm bending to my left. It's my left foot. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Engage that left foot and feel like I'm pushing up through that left foot as I breathe out. Good. And just rolling through the shoulders again. And back to our curving in and out. And we probably go a little bit bigger now. A bit more fluid. We'll really think about sending that spine away. So you might find now there are other parts that are catching into the stretch now that you've released some other bits. So remember, don't tense those in an effort to feel like they're stretching. Just send the bones away in that area and let the muscles chill out. Beautiful. And then just letting yourself roll over. Hanging over. And just really lightly take the legs between the few cycles of just bending and then straightening. Just straighten until you find a stretch. Keep the head heavy to the top of the head. Feels like it wants to reach the ground if it could. Really take the tension out of the shoulders, particularly sort of around the backs under the armpits, under the shoulder blades. Good, just bend those knees, come to a crouch, just raise the head slightly. Let's just drain the blood out of the head. And then drop the head down. Butt up again, just take a slight stretch out, step out, and then again bend and stretch like we just did, but with the legs a little wider. Again, think about the bones moving, so you're bending the thigh bones and then the butt bone rises, butt bones. The ischium rises up towards the ceiling. Good, then pop out one hip then the other. Again, use the bones, not the muscles. If your hands don't touch the ground, that's fine. Just bend over as far as you are comfortable with. Good, and just gently bring yourself down as far as you feel comfy in that squat. Let the head come up again for a sec. If you want, you can just start to encourage a stretch out sideways through the inner thigh and the small of the back. And really also think about widening across through the thorax, the lumbar spine as well. Good, hands down, breathe in. As you breathe out, send the butt bones towards the ceiling. Good, give yourself a hug. Bend the knees. Breathe in and let those fingers separate. And out. Head heavy. And again, take yourself through a few deep breaths, letting those fingers separate as you breathe in. So you're breathing right into the back. Don't strain back against the movement, let it open. Beautiful, then hands on the small of the back, just with the fingertips just touching. Relax the head down, breathe in, let those fingers separate. And release. Take yourself through a few cycles of those. Don't hyperventilate. Beautiful. Pop yourself onto your butt. Nice and gentle, because you've just been head down with it, breathing and stuff, and on your backs. Oh yeah. Take a time just to relax yourself out in semi-supines. Let the head lengthen. Think about the fact that you're relaxing the small of the back into the ground. Don't force it. Try and find a release that sends it into the ground rather than going, oh, if I crunch through my pelvis, it's going to flatten. No. No. That's helpful. No. Leg on top, let's just open up through the hips. Keep that feeling the whole time of the small of the back relaxing into the floor. If you need a direction, go back to just really gently feel like you're trying to burst that imaginary balloon into the floor. But try and catch it at the start of the movement, so you're not forcing it in. You want the bare minimum amount of muscle or direction of movement that starts to go, oh, you want me to relax this way. So we can always create body shapes by engaging and sucking in and you know, forcing things into a certain alignment, but also, and that's really useful when, especially when we're doing movements that take us offline. Just change legs. Movements that take us offline, so kicks or holding something in a weird position. However, it's very useful to be able to know how to find that alignment through release. So stacking everything in its right alignment and working out which muscles are tensing, which are trying to pull that alignment out. And by doing that, if you can start to identify those muscles, start to try and release those particular ones that are creating the distortion in the form. And once you start to learn that, then even when you are working offline and having to engage a bit more to hold the core, you can identify the extra muscles that are making your life harder and going, yeah, I need these guys, but I don't need you. So we're trying to find relaxation and softness under stress in that situation. But it starts with a lot of the Tai Chi work that we do, where we're trying to find alignment and trying to find which muscles are distorting that alignment and letting them go. Loop. So it's useful to have a curiosity about, in your own body, what tensions cause what movements, what tensions are related to each other, and whether that's an emotional connection that causes that tension, or a physical connection, a physical habit or emotional habit. And that starts to get us into some of the Qigong work as I was taught it by Faisal Ian in London. Good, and wiggle the butt. Happy Labrador. Good, and just let the elbows be heavy, pulling that leg in a little more now. Good, take the leg across to the side of the leg that's raised and take yourself across to the side. Looking down the other arm if you feel like you can. Good, lengthen out the lower leg. Breathe out to come back up. And changing legs over. Remember, if you want to, you don't have to hold onto the shin here. You can hold onto the thigh if it's too intense to hold onto the shin. Go back to lengthening out the neck, letting the sacrum feel like it's extending away. And just start to imagine bursting a balloon between the small of the back and the ground. And happy Labrador, wagging your tail. Beautiful, and gently pull that in. Or rather than pull it in, think about just dropping the elbows to the floor, letting those be heavy. And let that start to guide the stretch through the leg. Nice deep breaths. Always breathe when we're stretching. I mean, always breathe all the time, but you know. Take yourself across the side of the leg. That's up and down. First thing that happens when we're tense or engaged or nervous quite often is we stop breathing, and that's not helpful. So the more you can train your muscles, train the muscle memory of your diaphragm and the other abdominal muscles and the thoracic muscles, train a muscle memory to breathe as you're moving, then hopefully when you get in high pressure situations, that's what you'll naturally do. Beautiful, straighten the lower leg, come up, and bring both knees into the chest. Just let the elbows be heavy and let that encourage a stretch. Just reset the neck if you need to. Good, burst the balloon into the floor as we just send the legs down for a second. And again, back up. A couple times through that. Be disciplined, keep that bursting image the whole way through the movement, down and up. Try not to engage through the flexors and the legs, the hips. Try and let it come from the core. And really think, burst the balloon, burst the balloon, burst the balloon, burst the balloon. Beautiful, back in, lengthen through the neck. Good, pull the toes back. And send the heels towards the ceiling. Double nerve stretch. So the heels are always pushing out, the toes are always pulling forwards. Good. Take some of the juice out of that and let's go into our bird stretches. Duck feet and pigeon toes. Bird leg stretches. Bird feet stretches. Avian stretches. Keep going. Good. And knees down. And circle. And the other way. Good. Just put the feet down and let the frog legs, the knees go to frog legs. Remember, relax the back down first and then keep that feeling as the legs widen. As soon as you start to feel the back want to arch off the floor like that, then that's your limit. And then just give it a little bit of a wiggle side to side. Lengthen back through the neck again. Beautiful. Hands, help yourself up with an outward breath. Rolling around onto the all fours. And some cat cows, arching the bones up towards the ceiling and back down. Make sure it's the bones. Remember, don't feel like you have to engage those muscles to strain against the movement to feel like you're getting some kind of a stretch out of it. You just want to mobilize. Beautiful. Stretching one arm underneath and use the floor to stretch through the triceps and the shoulder blade and the back. Good. Use the outward breath to come up and change over. And use the outward breath to come back up. Sit the butt down, left leg Take it underneath, right leg on top, left arm on top. Remember this lower leg can be out straight if you need to. Sit up tall, hand behind you, look around. If you want to increase the stretch, you can use your elbow to push onto that knee and help yourself turn around a bit more. Make sure you're sitting up tall as you do this, lengthen through the top of the head. Good, come out and swap the legs over. I know I haven't done the funky way for a while, have I? And other way, lifting up tall. Beautiful, coming forwards. And just go into a little butterfly. Head up and bounce. Nice and easy. Lifting up tall as you do it. Keep going. So send your awareness now to the small of the back and just thinking about widening across there as you're doing this. And also now over the lumbar spine, which is the bit between the pelvis and the thorax. Think about widening across there. And the thoracolumbar junction, which is the bit where the ribs and the abdomen kind of join together. And really let that soften. Softening across the spine where the ribs are as well. Broadening across the neck, and the top of the head wants to rise up. Good, just place the hands on the knees and just really gently, don't push down with the hands, but push up with the knees for a count of 5. Ready and go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just relax, let the legs flutter. And again, hands on. Just keep them still and push into them and resist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And one more time. Pushing up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Very good. Bring the legs together and just give yourself a hug. So I'm just going to, I'm sending my spine backwards here and dropping the head down. So I'm sort of pulling against the knees. Beautiful. Turning onto your side just quickly. Just going to do a child's pose. Sending the fingertips away from you. Relax the head down. By the way, a nice place to sit in for a while if you kind of want to chill out is to do this, but just to lay the hands this way. And you can sit there for a while. It's quite nice. But I won't let you watch me just do that for a few minutes. I think that would, not be the most exciting viewing. Let's just take our fingertips across to the left-hand side and keep stretching. And then across to the right-hand side. Go back in. And come up, put the hands under the shoulders, line up the index fingers, stretch out the thumbs, have them about a thumb width apart, knees under hips, tuck the toes under, lift the butt towards the ceiling. And don't worry about the heels for the moment, just send the sit bones towards the ceiling and try and put the thighs on the wall behind you. If you want, you can just, if you're feeling secure, just wave the hips from side to side here. Good, soften the knees, walk the hands in, and roll up this way. Gently roll the shoulders. Good, almost done. Just cross the hands over, up, and circle. And the other way. do you know what? I don't like one more. Let's just stretch these guys out too. So remember, keep the knees aligned. Slightly rock the pelvis forwards, lifting up through the head, lengthening through the neck. And down. Good stuff. Core day. Ooh, balance. Core day tomorrow. Woo! Last day before the weekend. Oh my God! It just comes. It comes so fast. I don't know what time means anymore. Good chat. Great. Thank you, people. Just check it all out. Good job. Feel free to carry on without me now and do something else. Hopefully things have just opened up a little bit. Spend some time stretching out the things that you need to. If you've got any questions, by the way, about specific stretches for certain areas, you know, obviously YouTube is great, but also if you want, send me a message and I can send you a video back or something as well. So yeah, why not? Let's do that. Anyway, in the meantime, keep going. We got this. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. So much love.